When a man goes silent at the right time, women change automatically. You can't force attraction, but you can create moments that make her think about you when you're not there. This truth may make many men uncomfortable, even defensive. But if you've ever been in this situation, you'll understand it immediately. The more you talk, the quieter she becomes. But when you go silent at the right time, she starts to change. Not because you suddenly turned cold, not because you played cheap psychological games, but because, for the first time, you stopped doing what she had already become used to. Have you been there? You text first, you explain. You try to clarify. You try to fix things. You try to keep the connection alive with words. But the more you try, the wider the distance grows. Her replies get shorter, slower, and one day you realize you're talking to a wall. And the most painful part isn't that she left, it's that she no longer remembers you. Most men believe silence means losing. That if you don't talk, don't explain, don't hold on, everything will end. But psychology says the opposite. In many cases, men talk too much, and that's exactly why women stop listening. Presence isn't about how many messages you send. It's about the emotional weight you carry when you show up. When you always react instantly, always show up, always feel ready to explain, you teach her one thing: your attention has no value. And when attention has no value, it isn't respected. Scarcity isn't disappearing to manipulate. It's the natural result of a man who knows when to speak and when to stay silent. Silence at the right moment creates space. And space is where a woman's imagination starts to work. Contrast is the key point. If you always react the same way, always try the same way, her emotions toward you stay flat. But when you suddenly become unpredictable, when you stop explaining, stop begging for attention, her brain starts asking questions. And the moment a woman starts questioning you, you regain control. If you're listening to this and see yourself in it, leave a comment with the keyword silence. Not for me, for yourself. Because in the next part, I'll show you why a man has silenced Dosen to push women away. It makes them adjust their behavior on their own. You can't force attraction, but you can create moments that make her think about you when you're not there. Let's start with the feeling many men live with every day. You feel like you're the only one trying in the relationship. You start the conversations, you keep the rhythm, you fix things, even when you're not sure what you did wrong. You explain because you're afraid of losing her. You text because you're afraid silence will end everything. And the more you do this, the smaller you feel. Less respected, less heard. The greatest failure isn't when she says no, it's when she stops reacting. Your messages no longer create emotion. Your presence no longer draws her attention. You're there, but it's like you don't exist. And in that moment, many men choose to talk more, explain more, prove more. They believe that if they're persistent enough, things will return to how they were. But the truth is this: you can't talk attraction into existence. Psychology is very clear here. When someone always reacts, always explains, always tries to hold the connection together with words, the other person's brain stops investing. No emotional tension, no curiosity, no reason to adjust behavior, become background noise. And background is never the focus. Silence at the right time isn't punishment. It's a withdrawal of energy. When you stop reacting instantly, you send a powerful signal. I have my own axis. I'm not controlled by momentary emotions. And that signal is what makes women start wondering, not does he like me, but what just changed? Scarcity works here. When your attention is no longer easily accessible, its value increases. When you're no longer ready to explain everything, your words gain weight. When you go silent, space appears. That space forces the brain to fill it with thought. That's when she begins adjusting her behavior. Not because you asked her to, but because she senses the risk of losing your presence. Contrast plays a decisive role as well. If you're always the one talking, always explaining, always holding on, your silence creates a powerful contrast. Not silence to get attention, but silence because you no longer accept the old role. And women are extremely sensitive to shifts in status. How do you go silent the right way without turning it into fake coldness? Step 1. Stop over-explaining your emotions. Weak men try to convince others to understand them. Grounded men let their actions and standards speak for themselves. Step 2. Reduce reactions, not care. You don't need to disappear. You just don't need to show up instantly every time she calls. This isn't a power game. It's respect for your own rhythm of life. Step 3. Invest energy where real value is created. Work. Physical strength. When your life is full, your silence is no longer empty. It has a foundation. Silence with a foundation always carries weight. Step 4. Observe instead of react. When you go silent at the right time, you'll notice something interesting. She starts texting first, starts checking in, starts adjusting her tone. Not because you manipulated her, but because the balance has shifted. If you're realizing that the problem isn't what to say better, but when to stop talking, leave a comment with the keyword right time. And if you want to go deeper into how men reclaim their position without control or begging, subscribe to the channel. Final part will lock this mindset in. You can't force attraction, but you can create moments that make her think about you when you're not there. Now, set emotions aside and look straight at the core. A man's silence is not a tool to manipulate women. It's a mirror reflecting his inner value. If you're empty inside, silence is just weak disappearance. But if you have an axis, discipline, and purpose, silence becomes weight. Remember this above all. Women don't change because you speak better. They change because they feel a shift in your position. When you stop reacting out of habit, stop explaining to be understood, stop fearing loss, you send a clear message. I respect myself, and that self-respect forces others to adjust. Lesson 1. Silence at the right time creates a stronger presence than words. Not talking more to prove yourself, but knowing when to stop, to preserve weight in your words. Lesson 2. Scarcity starts internally, not as a tactic. When your life has depth, your time and attention naturally become valuable. Lesson 3. Contrast awakens emotion. When you stop playing the always available role, you create difference. And difference always attracts attention. Lesson 4. Women remember feelings, not explanations. If your presence doesn't create emotion, no amount of correct words will change anything. And the final lesson, strong men don't need to talk much to be heard. They build lives solid enough that when they go silent, others feel it. If you want to apply this, don't start by going silent on her. Start by building a life where you no longer need to constantly prove yourself. When you become busy with meaningful things, women will feel the change on their own. No warnings, no ultimatums. If this video made you think, comment the keyword silence at the right time, so I know you stayed until the end. And if you want to continue becoming a man with weight, in words, in actions, and in silence, subscribe to the channel, not to follow me, but to never return to your old version again.